If you're going through a divorce right now, I want you to know you may feel isolated, but you are not alone. There are many others. In fact, I see partners coming in every day that are going through a divorce and they feel alone, they feel unsupported, and they feel like they don't get what they need from those closest to them. You know, we have an idea of how to grieve, and many people realize that when someone is grieving, it's important to bring food, to check on them, to come in, because we have a format or a pattern for a loss of someone, especially with death, or someone who is gravely ill and their partner needs support. But divorce is a little bit different because it's been socially accepted. And many times what I see in my practice and in my personal life is people just expect you to go on. It is like a breakup. I know a lot of people who have been together for a long time. And when they go through a breakup, there is a party around them or a group of people, friends who support them, who used to see them together. But a divorce has become so common, so happenstance, that we forget that many times what happens is one of the partners did not want the divorce, and they're really struggling from grief. In the therapy world, we call this disenfranchised grief. And basically it just means there's no rituals. There's very few things you can do. And in fact, with men, other guy friends will say, you just need to go out and get a few drinks and get laid. No, 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 that does not work. That doesn't help with the physical healing, the emotional healing, and it certainly won't make that person, a better dad, a better brother, or whatever else they're going through. And the same thing with women, although women are a little bit more empathetic, and I think they're a little bit more supportive in trying to help other women going through, especially their closest friends. Maybe they've been through it and they know more how to support that person. I think it's really important that everyone listening to this video understand that divorce is not natural. It may have been accepted socially, but as far as my practice goes, I deal with the hurts, and I have a very difficult time with it. I have a difficult time with those clients, seeing them grieve emotionally, seeing their loss of a dream, seeing what it does to their family. There are things you can do, though, things that are going to help you get through this very trying time and also help you grow through it so you remain intact. You don't get numb. You don't get emotionally aloof. You don't get disconnected, that you're still able to heal your heart, to love again, and to be a good parent or whatever other status you have, coworker, worker, executive, doctor, lawyer, teacher, whatever you do. I'm going through a divorce, and especially the grief of it, it affects each of the people we touch in our life. Sometimes strangers that don't know you. In studies we've done, we found that those strangers could feel something was going on, especially in cases where that grief was so intense. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to cut yourself slack. I don't care if there were a lot of issues in your marriage. What I care about is that this is the loss of your spouse. This is you and your spouse breaking a vision, ending a vow, ending a marriage, and it hurts. And the sooner and clearer you can get with that hurting, that breaking your heart, the more able you're going to be able to move forward and love again. Consider participating in some kind of a mourning ritual. There aren't really groups that I'm aware of that do this, but I do think it really helps. And some of those rituals can be like writing a goodbye letter, journaling weekly about your grieving process, creating a list of what you are both losing and what you're both gaining, burning your wedding dress or your wedding clothes. If you're the guy, there must be something from your past that you could burn and cry and just say goodbye to it, because there's something final in that, and it really does help you move forward. Making a memory box. I have one of these just from past relationships. It's a box of all the important letters, maybe symbols, maybe dried flowers you got with your first date or something like that. Don't throw those things necessarily, not yet anyway. Keep them in a box in a safe place, because sometimes just smelling them or touching them will help you restore the love without the hate and all the craziness that happened prior to the divorce. You can throw a divorce get-together or a grieving party. Just have everybody come, maybe read a quote about moving forward, or reading a short passage that you wrote from your journal about moving forward. When you invite people to share food, to share drink, and to participate in helping you let go of this, I think it really helps. I've seen what it does in my practice, and I think it can help you on a personal level. Light a candle on the anniversary of your marriage and your divorce. And you may not want to do that for more than a year or two, but I'm telling you, it will really help you move forward. Because the biggest problem we have, in my opinion, in the world with divorce is we don't mention it. We don't mention it. We add shame to it. We add criticism to it. We blame with it. And it was none of those things. Your marriage, something you believed in, a future vision, you probably had children, ended. And that is a big deal. And that needs reconciliation, and it also needs time to kind of restore yourself, rebuild yourself, because ugly things are said and done prior to a divorce, and it's important that you can give it grace and space and forgiveness so that you can move on. After that, I would say seek support through a therapist, through a divorce support group. Although what my experience, and I've gone to some of them with clients, I've never been divorced, but what I've seen of them is they kind of look for other hookups because the pain is so great and they want another warm body. Don't be that body. If you find a good support group that you can go and be honest and listen to other people's honest answers or suggestions, I think that's great. Maybe you can even form another little group where you can grieve together. However, if it's a place where you feel like it's just a meetup for more get-togethers, for more possible hookups, I would seriously stay away from those. I do think therapy is a wise decision, and you don't have to go a long time, but I think the first 3 to 6 months, it's essential to talk to a therapist, because that's when there's a lot of crazy thoughts, a lot of negativity going on in your head, a lot of just feeling blame and shame and dumped on and everything else. The more you can get an objective therapist who's going to help you see another side, another light, the sooner you're going to be able to restore yourself. If this video is helpful for you, please subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much.